Hey, what's up, guys? Alex Coghe here for this live. Uh, I want to talk about my choice on this year of the cameras. This is an excuse, really, in order to have a more direct contact with my audience. I hope that more people will enjoy this live. Mm, I am in the process of transforming a little bit my equipment, my gear. You know that I am using a camera for street photography, especially a micro four thirds camera, the Olympus Pen EP5. I just sold the EPA and EPL2 by Olympus. My intention is to continue with this camera with the Olympus Pen because it's a very nice camera that it makes anything that I need on the street. This is the camera that I am using right now, the Olympus Pen EP5. Of course, is clear an old choice in respect to the new cameras that many people are using, but it is my choice because in 2010 I was one of the first photographers to decide to switch to mirrorless cameras. So I decided to sell the entire Nikon equipment that I did have, Nikon D60 with several lenses, and I decided to purchase the Olympus EP1 with that camera, altogether with the Panasonic Lumix LX3. I became a correspondent for some magazines. I was like a promoter of the Micro Four Thirds system because I was very focused on street photography, but also photojournalism. And in Mexico, for me, it was a perfect choice. After that, I sold in 2015 the Olympus Pen because I became that time a Fujifilm ambassador, and by becoming an ex-photographer, a Fujifilm ambassador, it was suggested by the brand to use just Fujifilm cameras. So I said, this camera will make the dust. I don't want this, and I sold the camera. But I didn't like really that choice. I always thought about how good was the Olympus Pen, how also cool, because sometimes we don't get cameras are not just tools. By using a camera, you want to have also a pleasure. No, you need to like how a camera is made in order to use it more. Because of course this camera is pretty cool to see. This camera comes in this way, but by not having a viewfinder, I prefer to put also this small viewfinder optical viewfinder, of course. There is also available for the Olympus the electronic viewfinder, but it is very expensive, and I really don't need an electronic viewfinder. By preference, uh, hmm, in a personal way, I prefer to work with optical viewfinder and not electronic viewfinder. So this camera, it works pretty good. Also, by using the flash, the built-in flash, I can achieve very cool results in a easy way. This is coming with the 14 millimeters from Panasonic, and I am using most of the time it is for the crop factor it is an equivalent 28 millimeters. So this is the camera that I am using in digital for street photography. Then we have the recent purchase in the Lagunilla market of this camera. This camera, nice, no? This camera, it is the Canon P. Of course, it is a 35 millimeter camera. It is a film camera. It is considered the Japanese Leica. I talked recently in a review on the website, on the channel, and I think that with this camera, I will create something cool with this camera. So I think that that will be my choice when it comes to film photography. I want to use this camera. I decided to purchase a flat scanner because I will scan the prints, not the negatives. The scanners are very expensive. The last good one scanner realized was an Epson. It is 7 years old, and it is still expensive. So I decided to purchase a very good flat scan, a Canon Lide 400, in order to scan, to digitalize the prints, because I will not use the files really. If I want to have a print, I will use the negatives, no? But for my experience, I think that this camera will be a great asset for my photography. I want to enjoy the process. The main goal will be to use it with black and white rolls. But right now I am using color film. I already made a roll, and right now it is the camera with another roll. So I will enjoy the process in order to use this camera. So I will keep you update with the result with this Japanese Leica. It is pretty cool. All the experience to come out with this camera. I can see also the faces of people looking at my camera. this is a big advantage because people love to be photographed, to be portrayed by a camera, an old camera like this. This camera was released in 1961. So we are talking about a 64 years old camera, and it comes with a 50 millimeter because I consider myself still a Bressonian photographer, and I think that 50 millimeter I will use more and more the 50 millimeter focal length. In my idea, in the future, I want to use more the 40 millimeter and the 50 millimeter as a favorite focal length. Also, in order to go in another in the opposite way of many photographers right now on the street using the 28 millimeter, I am using the 28 millimeter. I shown that I know how to use the 28 millimeter. I always say that the 35 millimeter is my focal length, my favorite focal length, but I am changing this. I think that the 40 millimeter and the 50 millimeter are the focal length that I will use more and more in future. Mm. So this is my film camera that I am already enjoying to use, and I will share on the channel the results with this camera. Then for my assignments right now, I am using two cameras. Before I will show you the second body, that is the Canon Rebel T7 with the 24 millimeter, that is a 38.6 millimeter in full frame. Of course, this camera, I used a lot this camera also for street photography in the past 3 years. But this is considered an entry-level camera for beginners, but I don't believe that an entry-level camera, a camera considered for beginners, can be considered only from beginners. Professional photographers can use this, and I am using this right now as a second body for the assignments. I am planning to sell. This is out for sale right now because my idea is to add a second body that is I am looking for a Sony full frame because I am going through the full frame concept. Despite that I am a photographer not loving that much the full frame because of many lenses are expensive and are also big, large, heavy lenses. But there are solutions that can be considered pancake lenses that still I can use with a full frame body. I used this camera also for the last assignment that I made for l'Equipe, for France Football. So this is a reliable camera that I am using still until I will sell. If I don't achieve to sell this camera that is in perfect conditions, but I don't know. I don't want to sell for few amounts of money. This deserves there is a value of course of this camera, despite it is a DSLR camera. You know, most of the brands, including Canon, discontinued the Canon and the DSLR sector. But despite to be a DSLR, this camera is still producing pretty good images. I love to work with this camera, so I think that if I don't achieve to sell, will stay with me as a second body for my assignments. Mm, my necessity is to go a little bit more easy in a certain way. Okay, I have the Micro Four Thirds camera for the street photography, especially for street photography, but I think is no sense to have three formats: APS-C, full frame, and Micro Four Thirds. This is the reason why I am looking to a Sony camera in order to have a second body for my assignments. And the main body for assignments, but I want to use more and more this camera. So it is the Canon 5D Mark II. That is a big, heavy camera, but is a fantastic camera that produces stunning images with a reliable autofocus, very easy to use. So it was my choice in the last months or the last year in order to count with the camera that finally I will use mostly for assignments, for portraits, but Canon 5D will be used by me also for street photography. Right now there is a very cheap lens by Yongnuo. It is the 50 millimeter by Yongnuo. Many people recommended me to change the lens because it's not that good. But hey, this lens made the assignments with me for l'équipe. So it depends always by the photographer. So it is not very. It is important the lens, okay, but if there is in the other side of the camera a photographer able to produce good work, you will do. I can do a good work also with a very cheap lens that is considered not good. I want to purchase the 40 millimeter by Canon because I have seen the characteristics of that lens. It seems to be nicely sharp, very sharp. I think that can be a great add to my gear, because the 40 millimeter is pretty similar to the human vision, and I want to use this camera for street photography, despite the sound is not that discreet, but the sound is very very noisy, but I think that this camera it falls pretty good in my hand, and it, the solid body I like the ergonomy that allows me to use the camera very very I love how the ergonomy is in this camera. Me used always all the time to use very very small cameras. To use a camera like that is fantastic. So these are my choices at the moment. I will stay, of course, with this Canon because I I evaluated a lot before to purchase, and when I decided to purchase this camera, I was pretty sure that was uh, my main camera for the assignments. In future, as I said, I will add the 40 millimeter lens, and also I think that going with this camera allowed me to realize a work that the art directors, the clients appreciated. So I did have anything that makes easy to make a job. That was the most important thing. In the past, I did have a lot of cameras, but in a certain way, in many situations, sometimes I found myself not covered completely uh, for an assignment. So I made some miracles in respect to. Right now, I am completely covered, and I am ready to cover any assignment that a client can require from me. Of course, in the field that I am specialized, that is portrait photography, documentary photography, journalistic coverage, and of course for street photography. I am covered with anything that makes easy my job. That is the most important thing. But also the pleasant aspect to work with cameras that I love, because in the past it was not the same. I worked with cameras, for example, when I was ambassador for Fujifilm. They gave me cameras that were not performing pretty good for a problem, for an issue, or something like that. For because I was not covered with the lenses that I need for my job, so it was a problem in the past. But right now I am covered with anything that I want. But the pleasant aspect to count with cameras that I love to see, I love to wear, I love to to use as a photographer. I think that right now I am very happy uh, with the cameras that I have. As I said, that is an important part to consider when we are making we are photographers, no? To have cameras that you enjoy to work with, because you will work better, and by working better, of course, you will realize better photos. Right now, I want to conclude this live saying thank you. We are going towards the 5,000 of subscribers of this channel. Please support the channel because it's very important. In this year, I will give you more and more content. As already you can see, I published since yesterday 3 videos. For example, I am proposing my work in order to get people inspired. Inspired by my photography, but also by especially by my passion, no? My enthusiasm as a professional photographer that continues to be happy and completely obsessed by photography. Obsession is not to be taken just as a negative aspect. Obsession needs to be considered as something that makes you your full life completely involved into photography, completely committed with photography. I wake up in the morning and I think to photography. I turn off the light at night, thinking to photography. So I think that it is a pleasant obsession. I will talk about this. A pleasant obsession, the photography to me. So, guys, I hope that I transmitted a little bit talking about the cameras, yes, but talking about my passion with photography. The channel will continue to propose inspiring content, of course, mostly focus on street photography, but it's not just street photography to me. You know that I love to make urban landscape portraits, and I think that despite street photography is the main content of the channel, I will continue to propose things that can make more people inspired to go out and taking photos. Thank you guys to stay here today. As always, I wish you a good day and good light, and let's go out to make more photos. Thank you. I'll see you soon. Peace.